Well, hello everybody, my peeps, my friendos, my favorite people, and welcome back to another
Deji Theory.
You know, Pixar's Soul is such a beautiful movie. I know I'm late to the party, right? It's full of chill vibes and good times, and most importantly, it raised a question that has been circulating around the Disney deep divers for a while now, which is, who does Soul 22 end up becoming on Earth? Well, I think I know who, and it's Remy from Ratatouille. Let's dive in. The first and biggest clue I got from this movie is food. Yep, here's what we know. Soul 22 needed a lot of time and convincing to find its spark, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until actually test driving a human body, Joe's body to be exact, that 22 found it. And what was the first thing that brought 22 earthly happiness? Food. What other character likes food so much again?
Oh, you gotta taste this!
Now, yes, Joe does dismiss 22's obsession with food and Earth life by saying,
22, you're only loving this stuff because you're in my body. You can find your own thing to love when you get back to the U seminar.
But I don't think that's true at all. While in Joe's body, we see 22 eating a good amount of food while on Earth. Whereas in the beginning of the movie, while Joe's still in his own body, we don't see Joe really eat anything at all except for a piece of pie in one of those little flashbacks, but he's like miserable and he only takes one little sad bite, so I don't count that. I feel like if food were that important to Joe, there would be at least a little bit of a scene where he had a spark of happiness while eating. But no, it's not on his radar at all, and instead, all it is jazz piano. Meanwhile, 22's spark is food. It's not like Joe ever admitted that he was obsessed with snacking either, and in contrast, it doesn't seem like 22 ever took a liking to jazz piano while in Joe's body, therefore hinting that it is in fact the soul inside that determines the interests and desires of the person, not just because that soul is inside a body that likes it, if that makes any sense. But yes, we see 22, while in Joe's body, eat pizza, a hero,
YOLO,
lollipops, and a bagel, which is half of the time we see her interact with earthly things unrelated to Joe's mission. And even before meeting Joe, 22 did have an obsession with food. The proof is from the short 22 versus Earth. Now, I'm not sure if y'all have seen this short on Disney Plus yet, but you totally should. It's only 9 minutes long. But anyways, in it shows 22's distaste for Earth and how 22 tries to convince its friends that Earth is terrible.
Do not go to Earth. It's not worth it. That place is dirty and wet and lonely and...
Where it gets interesting is when she gathers a few new souls and forms a club called the Apocalypse. Why? Well, the first reason is because 22 gives nicknames to all of 22's new friendos in this group, and would you believe it? All based on foods.
Oh, by the way, I gave us all cool code names. Macaroni, Zimmy, Peanut, Deepak, Moonbeam, Cheese, and Crackers.
Quite the obsession for food, don't you think?
Our favorite foods are scrambled eggs, macaroni and cheese, white bread. I'm getting hungry.
Makes me wonder why cooking can't be one of those careers that 22 tries in the Hall of Everything.
I can't smell. We can't taste either?
All that stuff is in your body.
No smell, no taste.
Or touch.
Sounds like a flaw to me, but that's a discussion for another day. I guess the first point I'm just trying to make is 22 has food on the brain, just like Remy. And another reason I find the Apocalypse Club so interesting with 22 is because it displays a rat mentality, a knack for stealing stuff and a need to be in a pack. No, we don't see that really in Soul the movie with 22, but that's more on Joe's journey. However, in the 22 versus Earth short, 22 heavily encourages its rebellious group, the Apocalypse, to steal everything they can.
Steal everything you can.
Which Remy also does with food for his family, and is quite a big topic in the Ratatouille story, by the way.
We're thieves, Dad.
A cook makes, a thief takes. You are not the thief.
And in this short, 22 does complain about being left alone a lot, wishing its friends wouldn't leave.
None of my friends stay my friends. They all leave me.
Which, to me, drives the pack of rats comparison in that 22 desires more of a situation like Remy, always around the people he cares about. And it's no surprise that animals have souls, as Joe takes the place of a cat soul in trying to come back to his own body. And in 22 versus Earth, 22's friend Moonbeam becomes a dog soul.
Fight the power, Moonbeam! Oh, come on!
I'm a doggy!
So we know it's possible to become an animal from the great beginning, whether it's a dog or a rat. Real quick, if you like this video so far, by the way, please help our channel with a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. We're still trying to escape the nightmares over here and get to space. Anyway, spiel is over, back to it. Another thing that really sticks out to me is what 22 calls the zone. In the beginning, when Remy talks about his passion for combining foods, clearly he goes into the zone area just like Joe did when he played piano. This is really the only other time we see a character get into that kind of zone for their passions, which helps bridge the two characters even closer together. And towards the end of Soul the movie, 22 was desperate to find that spark and zone just like the other souls did.
I'm in the chair.
So it makes me believe that whatever being 22 became on Earth, it must be a creature filled with passion, and Remy definitely fits that bill. And finally, the last reason I'm convinced that 22 became Remy on Earth is because of 22's latest mentor, Joe. While 22 is in Joe's body, Joe takes up a cat's body, and through that animal, Joe helps 22 understand her full potential on Earth, just like Remy does with Linguini. An animal-to-human connection was a part of 22's training, as you will, before 22 became a creature on Earth, so I can only guess that 22 would be impacted by that training, even if it's at a subconscious level, and even perhaps pass it forward as well. And I know that's a little bit of a stretch, but it's only just a theory, my favorite peoples. Anyways, Joe ends up helping 22 realize that living on Earth is great, and helps 22 find the potential and courage from within to want to live again. Joe even saves 22 from being a lost soul, which must have also impacted 22 heavily when entering the new Earth identity, as we see Remy do the same thing for the food critic. One bite of that ratatouille, and it looks as if the food critic's soul comes right back to him, and he can enjoy food once more. We also see this example happen in the stockbroker guy from the movie Soul. Doesn't it look familiar? And to end this theory, I did a little bit of bonus research just for fun. I looked up famous restaurants in Paris, France to see what was hopping over there, and what comes up in my search engine? This little gem, a famous and prestigious seating area by the Verschuy Paris restaurant called 22 Club Paris. You can look more into that for yourselves, but that just brought me some tingles, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, folks, that's all I got for this theory. I am not at all 100% that 22 ends up as Remy, but I'm leaning towards Remy more than anyone else at the moment. There are just a lot of things that line up with these two characters that I fail to see in others, but I don't know. What do you think? Does Remy have a connection to 22, or am I just bonkers? Let me know in the comments below, and hey, thanks for listening to another one of my theories, and if you want more, might I suggest my theory on princesses? And until the next time, peace, love, fried chicken, and bye-bye.